I was born in America, in Omaha, Nebraska. Malcolm.
Why do you use that?
Well, easy I can explain it. Well, just a moment. When you ask me about my name, if a Chinese were to come in here and say his name was Patrick Murphy, you'd know that somewhere along the line he got in trouble or fell by the wayside, because that's not a Chinese name. No. If a Chinese person has no business with an Irishman's name, if a yellow man looks absurd wearing a white man's name, it's even more absurd for a black man to have a white man's name. The Negroes, and you ask for an explanation, you can take my explanation. If you want it, take it the way I give it to you, or you don't want it. The Negroes in this country who have English names, those names represent the last slave master who owned their grandparents. It is not their name. It is the slave master's name. So when we become Muslims, sir, and we turn back toward our own culture, we cut aside completely those things that stigmatize us in this country. That also represents the unknown, and I think you will agree that the history of the black man, before he was brought to this country, you'll find that he came from Africa, which had a Muslim culture and Muslim civilization, a great part of it. And the Mali Empire stretched from the Nile River over to the shores of West Africa. That was a Muslim empire. The Moorish Empire was Muslim. The empires that existed in northern Nigeria were Muslim. Kano, one of the oldest cities in Africa, was a Muslim city 500 years before Columbus discovered America. So now when you ask me how, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who is teaching the black people in this country that the only way that we can solve the race problem is not by forcing ourselves upon the white man, but by doing something for ourselves, teaches us also that we'll never have the incentive or the desire to do anything for ourselves until we first learn something about ourselves, about our past.